So ever since I really started diving into series like Sweet Home, Shotgun Boy, Hardcore Leveling Warrior, Omniscient Reader, the list goes on, I've had constant amount of recommendations for different series. But one series in particular I have seen constantly told to me to read, and that is The Boxer. Now, I did not have any idea what this series was until I kind of really dived into it. I assumed it was going to be about, boxing, because the title's called The Boxer, but I really had no idea what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be like a supernatural series. I didn't know if it was going to be like an isekai series. I didn't know if it was going to be a typical, boxing series, maybe a sci-fi. I had no idea going in. So I really had, expectations. I didn't even know what to expect for it. And so I decided to take the recommendations that you all gave me, sat down and read the first 20 or so chapters of The Boxer, and my goodness, I have not read a lot of series like this. I want to be the first to clarify that. The only series that comes to mind that I've seen kind of like The Boxer is Megalobox. If anyone's ever watched that anime Megalobox, then you know what I'm talking about. Megalobox is a really good anime, but it's the only real series I've seen that's affiliated with boxing whatsoever. So I really don't know what to expect from a boxing series, and actually, reading the series, The Boxer's first 20 chapters, I was very impressed. I think I understand now why people actually recommended it to me, because there's a lot to dissect with the characters, the main character of this story, or characters of the story. And so let's begin. Let's actually talk about the beginning and my overall thought process of how I feel about, the story so far. So when the first chapter opens up, we're introduced to this character that has, white hair, and he just looks bloodthirsty. He looks like he's wanting to fight. You assume upon starting the series that this is our MC. You assume that this guy is our main character. He seems like he has quite the ego. He seems like he's ready to go in, etc. That's the impression I got, and I feel like many are going to get when they look at his character. But to kind of take it one step further as well, he is someone that was incredibly gifted. Throughout the first chapter, the first few chapters, we see he's so gifted in fact that he's able to bring down people that normally regular fighters wouldn't be able to do. So you're like, okay, this guy may be a rookie, he may be a guy that's wanting to make it big in boxing, and he definitely has a lot of talent. He's a genius even. And you're like, okay, so this is our main character. That's what you get from the character from the first few chapters. We fast forward another chapter after that, and we see the character's true colors. He is a bully. He is someone that picks on the weak. And as soon as that happened, I was like, wait a minute, are you telling me our main character is a bully? Our main character is this vicious, savage, unlikable individual. That was my impression when I saw it. I was like, seriously, he's picking on people at school, etc. And, he may be strong, he has this ego, but he's taking it out on others. I'm like, why? No, why would you do that? And when you see that happen, it's like you instantly don't want to like the character. But then we're introduced to two other individuals, the ones that are getting bullied by the said boxer, or the one that we thought was the MC. And as things go on and antics and the bullying continue to ramp up, we have our main male character that looks very deadpan. Someone that honestly looks straight out of Sweet Home and Shotgun Boy in terms of creepiness. Like, seriously, looking at the character's eyes and expression, the way the artist draws him, he looks like a serial killer. He really does. He looks absolutely horrifying to look at, and his art style is just completely a huge contrast in comparison to all the other characters within the story thus far that I have read, which is a good thing. It makes him stand out. But at the same time, when you see his character, you don't know if he's our MC, you don't know if he's going to be the rival character of, the white-haired boy. You don't really know. And as it continues to go, you have one of the characters that's getting bullied. He tries to live up to his expectations of his father and try to be a boxer. And obviously he's a novice, an amateur. He isn't necessarily good whatsoever, but he decides to stand up to his bully, which is very inspiring, and it hits you right in the emotions when you see it and read it. And as he stands up to this guy that's obviously superior in every single way, you know he's about to get a major beatdown. He is about to get absolutely rolled and stomped and not really have much of a chance whatsoever. But he continues to get back up to the point of where he pretty much blacks out. And that's where our main male character, the true main male character, takes a step into the series and decides to fight against the supposed MC of the story, and just takes him down in a flash. And this is when I realized how good the story actually is, and also what it's trying to convey to the audience. That you have big fish and then even bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish in the sea, so to say. And in this case, you have the white-haired boy that thought he was the biggest, the strongest, had so much potential. You know, he could be the best boxer in the world, and all of a sudden this other person comes out of nowhere and just smacks him down like nothing, and he feels fear, and he pretty much has to give up boxing because he got destroyed to such an extent. And that kind of opens us up to what to expect from the story, is that there's going to be a lot of dream crushing. And I feel like this is not something that a lot of stories really dive into, because it's a really dark topic, actually. Because a lot of times stories like to depict things like, oh, you know, the characters try to fight for their dreams, their ideals, and in the end of the day, it's going to make everything better. That's usually what stories try to depict things. But in reality, when you try to actually become, let's say, a number one of something, or the best of something, it results in you having to crush other people's dreams to be able to get that pillar on that spot. And in this case, that's what the series really opens up with very quickly, is that to achieve, let's say, to be the number one boxer, the world champion, whatever, you're going to have to beat down and crush everyone else around you to the point to where they give up on the sport entirely and never want to do it ever again. And we see, like, you know, depictions of this later on, around like chapter 18, 19, and all that, where we see like the character, like the white-haired boy that, you know, you had to give up boxing. He's very jealous and upset and no longer really following that career path ever again. And it's interesting. I really do like that dark depiction of it. There's not many series that do that, and I've always appreciated series that show that harsh, cruel reality to how things can be, because not everybody is going to have their dreams achieved. They're not going to have that happen for them. Sometimes they have to face that truth, and they have a new path or doorway opened up to them, and they have to go down that path, and maybe they might find something unexpected, something better than they thought was actually even possible, which that's another thing. Just as how the white-haired boy got very discouraged and got beat down by our MC, you have the boy that stood up against, you know, the white-haired boy. He actually decided to continue fulfilling his dream and become a very powerful boxer, and he gets motivated when he sees you, our MC, fighting in his first official match. I appreciate this. We're following two characters, one that is a genius, one that is so talented, and one that is very expressive, but a rookie, but really trying his best to continue standing up and not fall down. It's a good story. I really do like what I've gotten from the boxer so far, and I mean, also the artwork is just incredible. I really love just the way the panels are drawn, to the way the action is depicted throughout the panels. I mean, there's only a few fights I've gotten to see so far, but there is some really good artwork, especially like the rookie crusher fight that we got with you. I think that was a cool fight to really showcase what to expect as well, and it gets into the whole concept of dream crushing, because the rookie crusher that was going up against our MC, at first introductions, you don't really like the character, because he's someone that seems very aggressive. He seems someone that just likes to pick on the weak, very similar to, you know, who we thought was the MC. But as his backstory unravels, you find out he is someone that is playing the villain, playing his part. And in reality, he doesn't want to play the villain. He doesn't want to play that part. He actually wants to be someone that's heroic, honorable, and have a decent fight. Not someone that does dirty tactics and stuff and does things that could get normally people disqualified or fouls, etc. He doesn't want to do that, but because of how his setup and his contract works, he's mainly someone that, you know, can lose or win, it doesn't really matter, but he's all about basically just giving an entertaining show, an opening show for new people to come in, and I feel very bad for the character. I do hope that it isn't the last time we see of him, because after, like, the ending of the match, it made me believe that he has so much more room to grow, and I feel like as a character, he might become someone that could do a lot of things in the future for you as a character to open him up, which that's something I do want to dive into, you as a character. Yu is interesting one. He's very deadpan, very quiet, and I feel like many people that read the story are not going to be instantly attached to him, but it's because of how depressing, deadpan, and just serious he is all the time, that it makes it look like, something really awful has happened to him in his past, and it makes you want to know more. It makes you want to know what is going on there. Why does he act like he does? Why does he have no emotion? And when he does finally show emotion, what's going to cause him to show that type of emotion? And I feel like I'm going to enjoy the journey of the boxer because of that, because of those thoughts in my head. But yeah, if you are interested in reading this series at all, like if you want to start it, I'll have it linked in the description, check it out. And clicking on that link, just to clarify, does help me out as well. Seriously, guys, check out the series. It's actually really freaking good. I am so happy so many of you guys recommended it to me, and since we're in the middle of like a season that's, about to end and about to start, the fall of anime 2021 and then winter of anime 2022, it's a perfect time to really just pick up some series and read it since it's kind of holiday season and people are probably figuring out what they want to do. Give it a shot. It could be for you. I know it was for me after many people recommended it to me, and I'm happy, like I said, I sat down and read it. But besides just the link in the description, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and, I hope all of you are having a happy holiday season and being safe and all that. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for always being there for me. It means a lot. It really does. So I love you guys. Be safe. Stay healthy. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you got this video, please leave a like. And with that, Chibi out.